And joining us right here today is Terry Dan. Terry, how are we doing today?
We're doing great, Kayden. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It is my pleasure. So let's get started by getting to know you a bit and tell us how you got started in music. Tell us a little bit about you and your story.
Wow. At a very early age, my family was a gospel singing group, and they bought me a bass guitar and a microphone stand and stood me up, and we started singing. We did churches all around. And when I got up old enough to start hitting some gigs for myself at about 15, I got my first job and just kept going after that. From one seafood joint to another. I couldn't play in a place where there was alcohol because I was always too young. But in Texas, that took a while. There's a lot of dry counties around where I grew up, so I got my start in restaurants and played when I could.
That's always good, if you can get in anywhere, especially when you're at a young age. It's not very easy to get into like the bars and stuff at a young age.
That's true.
So let's talk about one of the recent songs that you just sent me called Like It or Not. Tell us about that song.
Like it or not, that was a fun song. I got out of the music business for quite a while and went into corporate America, and I'd wound up with a great job in the IT department of a Belgian mining company for a lot of years. And they actually retired me early because of a long distance vision they had that I wasn't definitely going to be around for. So it was a little bit of a shock to me, but I was ready for it financially. And of course, I had to write a song about it. So
Mhm.
I, um, I had to think about all of the things that I had to do while I was working for someone else, whether I liked it or not. And then they were going to fire me whether I liked it or not. And so now I'm going to retire. And I discovered that I like it. And there's not any not liking it here. So it was kind of fun to write that song and do a little bit of tongue in cheek.
Well, there you go. I mean, you got to make the best of things sometimes, and it sounds like you did within the song. So, great job on that one.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So, do you have any upcoming projects or singles or anything like that that you want to share with us today?
Well, I don't have anything specific coming up. I've kind of finished my last album. It was a country blues album, a little bit different from what I've been doing, and I want to get more into the social media. So I'm making lyric videos and action videos and things that can do well on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and that sort of thing. So that's a full-time job. I don't know if you've done much of that, but I'm
Been
learning
there,
it,
done
and
that.
I am learning that it takes a commitment. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. And my brother is a really good pianist, and he's helped me with some of my projects, and I want to help him too. So I think we're going to do an album for him, or an EP of sort of like a Floyd Kramer kind of a thing, where we do stuff like Georgia on My Mind and some old familiar
Mm.
tunes, and I'll put an orchestra to it and maybe do some backup vocals. So that's coming up. And then there's also something that recently I can't really talk about it, but it's kind of exciting in a more of a cinematic vein, where I'll be doing some music for some film. So that's you'll hear more about that when it really clicks. But that's what's in my near future.
So, do you have any advice to those who may want to get into the music industry, whether they be singers, songwriters? What would you tell the people that want to get into this industry?
It's it's very hard to come out making money. You need to start it because it's what you want to do. I've seen other people that have day jobs that will support their love of music. If you're lucky enough to be able to play out somewhere for whatever money they can afford, then do that, because if you're going to develop your playing skills, you need to be out in front of you. I think two things kind of happen. You need the family support that you're going to get. Grandma and mom and dad and brother and sister are going to say you're wonderful, and you may not be, but you need to hear that. You need somebody to bolster your confidence. You also need someone that doesn't have a stake in you. So that's why you go out and play in the restaurants and the bars if you can, and get that unsolicited opinion. That's the one that's really going to be able to tell you whether you're successful or not, and keep going for it. Keep doing it. Keep honing your skills until you get something out of it. And it'll happen. Believe me, it'll happen.
If you had the opportunity to work with any artist, whether they're with us today or not, who would you choose and why would you choose them, Terry?
That's easy. Jim Croce. Jim Croce was my idol from a performance standpoint, a writer. He was just awesome, and I would really love to sit next to him and do some of those songs and maybe teach him a couple of mine.
Yeah, that would be really cool. So, if people want to learn more about you, where can they find you? Give us your social media, all that fun stuff.
My base is on Facebook. I don't have my own website. I think Facebook does a good job of doing some of the things that I would have on a website. So come look for Terry Dan Music on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube and all of the other social medias, TikTok and some of the others. In terms of audio, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all of them. I use CD Baby for a distributor, so they aggregate to over 150 streaming services worldwide. So you just have to look up Terry Dan and you'll find me there.
So, what is one thing that people may not know about you that you might want to share with us today? A little fun fact about yourself.
um, I I love the beach. I love to be alone. At the same time, I love people. I like for different reasons. I like to be with people, and I like to be alone. So I think I have a little bit of a schizophrenic part to me in that respect. I need them both. I have to be around people, and then I need to be alone to kind of process that. If I get those two in a nice balance, I'm happy.
Sometimes people are great to be around, and sometimes you just need your space. I think everybody honestly needs some alone time. I'm going to be completely honest with you, Terry.
It it helps to be able to go and figure out, okay, what did I just say? I need to
Right,
go back and face those people again.
right. Especially in the industry that we're in.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. But you always have to be yourself. I mean, I
Yes.
heard something I thought was really cool. Always be yourself, unless you want to be Batman. Always be Batman.
If you had one message to tell anybody that's listening right now, whether that be my fans, your listeners, anyone in the world that's listening right now, what would you tell the world?
That this is easy. This is the easiest question you've asked me yet. Be kind. Be kind. You don't know what that next person has been through, what they're about to go through, what they're going through right now. You have no idea what's happening in their life. Just be kind and go from there.
And lastly, Terry, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention before we go today?
I would have to I would have to look at my notes, but I would say I'm in this for the love right now. Since I'm retired, I've already made my living, so I'm not going to chase after anything, but I'm going to be around for as long as I can doing this. Yeah, because I'm just having the time of my life right now. I'm not going to stop even if I don't get anywhere else with it. This is what I'm going to be doing.
Awesome. Well, Terry Dan, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We definitely appreciate your time and support and hope to have you on the show again real soon.
Thank you, Caden. Let me know anytime. I'll be here for you.